Now, are you looking to get a gift for a rideshare driver in your life, whether it's family, a friend, or even for yourself? Let's go over 48 different things that you could get a rideshare driver or yourself for this Christmas. Hey everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to the RideShare Guy. And we're going to go over 48 different things that you could use as a rideshare driver or that you could gift somebody that is a rideshare driver that you know and love and want to get something for them. So let's get right into it. All right, so let's take a look at all the products. And the first one that we're going to be talking about is phone mounts. So if you are getting a gift for a rideshare driver or again for yourself, one of the things that you need to have as a rideshare driver is a phone mount. Now there's plenty of different ones. So we're going to go over a couple of ones that are real nice and easy. These are great because it just goes right into the vent. It's a magnet. Slap your phone right to it. It's good to go. That's the first one. The second one is this one right here. It's got a little suction cup that you can put on plus the magnet. It just depends on how you want to mount it really. But this is a great option for drivers as well too. And another option that's real simple and basic is this one right here where you just basically plug it into your vent and it just clips your phone. I used to have this one before I got a different one, which is the magnet because I got the MagSafe for my iPhone. But this one worked really well as well too. Very simple to put in and grab if you needed. Highly suggest some sort of phone mount. So make sure that you check the links in the description below. All the products that we're going to be mentioning today will be there. And then you can look at other ones as well too. But this will at least give you an idea as a great gift for the rideshare driver in your life or again, for yourself. Now, the next thing is a dash camera. A rideshare driver needs to have a dash camera. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. You need to have it now just because of safety, security, peace of mind, all of that good stuff. This is something that will tell your rideshare driver in your life or yourself that you care about yourself or your rideshare driver. So this one right here is the Vanture N2 Pro. This is my first camera that I used to have. It's a great camera, forward-facing, interior-facing, so it shows everything that's going on inside the car. It's got audio recording as well as IR. So if you're driving at night, it's going to pick up everything that's going on inside the car. Now, I did get a new dash camera, which is this one that I upgraded to, which is the Vanture N4. So this is nice because it's a 3-channel dash camera. So it's still forward-facing, interior-facing. It's got the audio as well as the IR for anything going on in the camera, but it also has a third camera for the back. So you can record everything that goes on behind your car. Great option there as well too. 2 different price points, but there are some great dash cameras out there. These are the 2 that I have and recommend. So I highly suggest getting one of these just because it's going to give that peace of mind, that security, that safety, all of that good stuff. Now let's move on to another product. This is something where drivers are sitting around for hours on end in their car, whether it's 8 hours, 12 hours, something. And it could be very uncomfortable after a little while. A lot of people can get restless, tired, muscle soreness, and it could just be because they need some sort of lumbar cushion and it would really help. So this is something very simple, very easy, but it can go a long way when it comes to helping relieve any problems when sitting in your car too long. So this is something that's really good. Next thing we're going to be talking about is a flashlight. Whether you're driving early in the morning, late at night, especially now during the wintertime where it's not as light as long, it's darker, much longer, you need to have some sort of light, especially if you're looking to see if somebody has left something in the back seat. If you need to look around, whatever it might be, a flashlight is an amazing option to be able to light up whatever you need to see in order to be able to figure out what you need to figure out. So great. Right here is a mag light that we recommend. Next thing is a first aid kit. Something could go wrong. Anything could go wrong. You could go from a nosebleed to cutting yourself to anything in between. And having a first aid kit on hand is a great option no matter what you're doing. But obviously being a rideshare driver, being in your car, something happens, you want to be able to make sure that you can take care of it as quick as possible in the event of an injury. Then let's talk about some more comfort, peace of mind when it comes to that is a neck pillow. Again, when you're there driving for several hours on end, having something that's going to be a little bit more comfortable, give you a little bit more support like a neck pillow is going to be a great option. Now, not only that, then let's talk about some organization. So right here, you have a little bit of space in between your seat and the center console. These little things are great because you can put pens, you can put paper. There's a lot of different things that a rideshare driver could potentially use, like the flashlight. They could put it right in there, and then that way it's organized, or some of the other products that we're going to be talking about throughout this. So having something like this is great because, again, it's just going to give you some extra storage versus using your center console or the side door or something like that. It's just going to give you a little bit more. Not only that, another great thing is if you accidentally drop something down on the side, how many times have we had a problem trying to get through when you got like that much room or something, trying to get through and grab it, and it's already under the seat and it's just a hassle. That will actually help prevent it. So it's a preventative thing as well too. But great little present here for the rideshare driver in your life. Next thing, safety. Obviously, we said it before when it came to dash cameras, but there are some bad apples out there, and we want everybody to be as safe as possible. Pepper spray is one of those things that can be a very big deterrent in the event something happens, especially for our female rideshare drivers out there. Pepper spray is a good thing to have on hand, and you want to make sure, again, you have it right there in the event something happens. 99.999% of rides, no problems are going to happen. But unfortunately, there are some bad apples out there, and we don't want anybody to go home injured or anything like that due to somebody else. Next thing, having polarized sunglasses. These are great. It's going to cut down on reflections, whether it's from water, whether it's from other cars. It's going to help with that light refraction because basically it cuts out half of the light that's coming in the direction of the rays. So getting something that's polarized is going to be a great option. Now, you could go to Oakley and grab some really nice pair of sunglasses. Those are the ones I have. But if you want something cheap and easy and something that's nice, getting something like a cheap, easy polarized sunglasses is going to be really nice, especially when you're out driving on a really sunny day. Next thing, you want to get a lunchbox. Again, you're in your car for a while and you don't want to be going to Wendy's or any fast food joint for that matter and picking up food. No, you want to actually be a little bit healthy because, again, you're sitting in your car for maybe a bunch of hours throughout the day. Who knows? Best thing to do, bring your own lunch. 1, it's going to be cheaper. 2, it's going to be healthier. And 3, you want it to stay organized. So make sure you have a lunchbox on hand to be able to put your food in when you're out on the road and driving. Next thing, water. Water is very important. I highly suggest not using plastic water bottles only because of the potential leaching problems, the microplastics and all of that stuff. Getting something that's going to be stainless steel, aluminum, something where it's going to have a little bit more durability to it, and it's not going to have those problems. Highly suggested when it comes down to it, but you definitely want to have some water, especially if you're talking to your passengers. You could get really dry in the mouth, and it's just good to have water on hand. So having a water bottle is going to be great. And again, going with something that's going to be stainless steel, aluminum, something that is going to be a little bit safer than something like plastic. Next product that we're going to be talking about is a Bluetooth headset. Unfortunately, you don't want people hearing what you are talking about if you're on the phone with somebody. Having that in your ear is going to be a lot better. Bluetooth connectivity between your phone and the driver's ear is going to be a lot easier. So it's just something good to have if you don't already have it. And again, you may have Bluetooth in your car, hands-free in your car. That's cool. That's fine. But again, if you want that personal phone call that not everybody's going to hear when they're driving, that's definitely something that you want to have or get your rideshare driver that you know. Next product, medicine. You know, whether you have allergies, an allergy attack, whether you get an upset stomach, whether you get indigestion, whatever it might be, maybe you get a headache, whatever, having different medications on hand is going to be helpful in the event that it's going to be able to help you feel better in the time. And this is definitely something that you could get them and just have on hand. Very similar to the first aid kit. It's just going to be something that's going to be there in the event that you need it. Hopefully you won't need it, but in the event, you'll have it right there. Now, especially those who are driving around that are allergic to dogs or cats, and somebody brings a service animal in, if they're allergic to it, it could throw off their allergies. So again, that's why having allergy medicine on hand is going to be key. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about is phone chargers. Obviously, as drivers, you're going to be using your phone often because you have to access the app that way. So you need your phone plugged in. But it's also nice to be able to offer phone charging capabilities to your passengers as just like a nice little perk. And it's pretty much customary and almost expected at this point to have phone chargers. Now, you don't have to, it's not a requirement, but you definitely need to have one as a rideshare driver. So getting them something like this, where you have the dual option, you have the ability to put in more because it's got USB-C, it's got USB-A that you can plug into, as well as the retractable chargers for USB-C and Lightning when it comes to the iPhone. Those are great to have. This is a great one right here. And then we're also going to be showing another one. Oh, no, I guess not. I'm sorry, my bad. The next thing that we're going to be talking about when it comes to what you could get a rideshare driver is the light up signage. Now, this is something that's great for drivers because it's going to help people see who they are, where they are, and let them know that they're an Uber or Lyft driver. So there's different signs. Also, the same thing too, the signs inside the car. Those types of things can be nice and beneficial for passengers to see, to help tip them, to help rate them better, whatever it might be. So you could get either a car sign, whether it's a light up sign for the car, for the dash, or whether it's for something the passenger can see. That is a great option as well. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is trash can. There's going to be garbage that you as a driver may have to put in, and you want to keep it into a little place. Trash can is perfect. Or your passengers might have something that's trash, and if there's a trash can right there, they're more likely to put it in there than just trying to stuff it into the seat. So having a trash can is going to be great. Again, plenty of different ones, but this one's nice because it's got different storage pockets and things. So you could put like a Kleenex or, hand sanitizer, whatever it might be in that. So great little option there. Next gift, water. Again, we talked about water when it came to having a water bottle, but you want to make sure that you have bottled water as well too, that you can throw in. Now, I did say something about the microplastics. I know. But this could be something where you could potentially offer your passengers or even sell to your passengers. It's up to you how you want to do it. You could, especially on warm, hot days, you could have nice water in there, or even in the complete dead of winter where it's real dry, people are thirsty. If they're hustling and bustling, they may want some water or something. If they've been drinking, whatever it might be. It's a great way to sell to passengers, and the driver could make some extra money right there. Next option is all season floor mats. You definitely want something that is going to protect the inside of the car. With so many people getting in and out of the car, especially let's say in the northern areas where it's snowing and you get in, you might have snow, you might have salt, sand, whatever it might be, dirt. If you're at the beach, you might get sand stuff in. So having all season floor mats, especially ones that are custom fit for your vehicle. So these are the WeatherTech ones, and they will custom make them to your car. So they're going to fit right in. I had these as well too before I got my new car, which already came with them. So I didn't need the WeatherTechs, but I got them for my old car. They worked great, kept everything where it needed to be, kept it clean. So I highly recommend also all season floor mats for drivers because it's just going to help protect the car, and it's going to look nicer, and it's much easier to clean. So check that out. Next product, having towels on hand as well too. Water can spill. There could be other spills. A dog could come in. You could put the towel down so the dog won't get fur or anything onto the seats or, within the car itself. That helps. So there's a lot of different reasons why you may need towels. So having a towel on hand or 2 towels is going to be a great option that you can keep in your trunk. So having towels is nice. Next thing, car seat covers. Again, we just talked about that. When it comes to a pet coming in, it's going to help protect. But still, even with pet fur, it could get on the car seat and be a pain. So putting that towel down could be great. But this is going to help protect. Same thing with people getting in and out. It's just going to protect that interior. So it's going to last much longer, look much nicer, and it's just going to be that little added thing. So getting seat covers is a great option as well too, as a gift for a rideshare driver, or again, for yourself if you want to give a gift to yourself. Next gift is having a car duster. Your car is going to get dirty, especially if you have the air conditioning or the heater on. That air is going to be continually moving. It's going to be pumping in air. People are getting in and out of your car. Where does dust come from? Most of it is skin cells. So again, that's something where you can clean up fur, dust, whatever it might be. dirt coming in from outside, all that stuff will help keep a clean car. It's going to help look nicer, and it can get you more tips as a rideshare driver. So that's a great thing to have as well too. Next product is a vacuum. Again, spills happen, whatever it might be. And easiest thing to do, get a portable vacuum that you can get right in there, clean it up. You're good to go. And there's no problems or no downtime for that particular driver in your life. So that would be a great option as well too. The next gift is, unfortunately, vomit bags, because we never know who's getting in our car and we don't know how drunk they may be, especially if they're at night driving. You're going to pick up a lot of drunk people. It's just the nature of the beast, because there's people who are drinking and they don't want to drive. And it's very noble for rideshare drivers to be able to drive drunk people to and from where they need to go so they don't get behind the wheel and the rideshare driver does. But we want to make sure, again, we want to protect their car. So having these vomit bags are going to be a must if you are driving at night. Another thing too, we don't know if people get motion sickness or car sickness. Sometimes they can. And that could be triggered in a certain vehicle, whether it's a smaller vehicle, larger vehicle, whatever it might be. So having these on hand, if somebody's feeling sick or blue or their stomach's getting a little turny, this is going to be a great option to have. So then they keep their cars protected, safe, and then, hey, it's a bag that they can take with them on their way out as a little present that says, hey, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. But next thing we're going to be talking about are lint rollers. Again, if there's any lint, if there's dog fur, anything that happens in the car, we've seen people that get in the car and they may have lint and then they get it on your car and a whole mess there. So having lint roller is going to be great because it'll clean up those messes again and get it so it looks just as good as if you cleaned it freshly right before. So great little option there. Next thing, we all know people get in the car and they could smell like crap. So you want to make sure that you have some Febreze or air freshener or something that is going to make the car less crappy smell and more better smell. I mean, you could have people who are going to smell like vomit because maybe they just did. Maybe they're going to smell like poop because they don't shower. Maybe they smell like dog or a cat or something. We've all had that, whatever it might be. Or maybe, again, if you're transporting an animal and they're wet or something, it's just going to get that smell out of there. It's going to make it smell better. They could smell like weed. They could smell like smoke, whatever it might be. It's definitely good to have that. Now, my recommendation is do not spray this just before a passenger gets in because it could be very strong. And the first thing that they're going to smell is that, and it can hit them and it can trigger some sinus issues or anything like that. The easiest thing to do is do this right after that smelly passenger gets out of the vehicle. Spray it. You could roll down your windows a little bit, just get that air flowing. And then that way, when you pick up your next rider, you have no problems there when it comes to them smelling something bad or smelling something good in that matter. It's going to be more neutral. I always say more neutral is going to be the better. Next gift is going to be a squeegee. So in the event that something happens where you need to clean your windshield or you need to clean the glass or whatever it is, having a squeegee is going to be great because it's going to get all that dirt, all that grime, all that tar, all that bug off of the windshield or glass, and it's going to be nice and clean. And again, it's going to be more protection for that particular driver driving safely. Next thing is having gloves. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to touch. I'm just going to say it. Sometimes you just don't know. So having gloves is going to be protection there. Now, that is few and far between. But in the event that you don't want to touch something, you don't want to use your hands, use gloves instead. So a glove would be a great option. Now, it would be kind of funny too to give them as a gift, say, here you go, have some gloves. The hell is this for? Well, if you don't want to touch something in the car because you're driving rideshare, and then they'll get it. So that'll be a fun conversation. Next thing, paper towels. Again, it may not seem like it's a gift, but truly, it's the thought that matters. Again, things spill, things happen. If your towels are used for another thing for that driver, paper towels are going to be another option to clean up messes and get that stuff cleaned up so that it can continue on driving without any problems. Another gift is a tissue holder. Unfortunately, we all get the sniffles from time to time. We may have allergies from time to time. Whatever it might be, people are coughing, sneezing, hacking. Can have that tissue holder right there. And then that way a passenger can grab tissues or your driver can grab a tissue safely and conveniently. Next option. Yes, if you looked, it does say ass wipes. I like to say as weepe, and that's an inside joke. But yes, this is something that it is good to have cleanliness wipes just in case again, anything happens. So this is not necessarily a joke, but it could be as well too. These are a real thing, and they work pretty well though. They are more for like body wipes or stuff like that, but they also work for cleaning wipes that you could use in the car. And it could be a pretty funny thing to talk about in the car with passenger as well too, because if they're going to see that and they're going to say ass wipes, you're gonna be like, yeah. And it could be actually a pretty good conversation. Just letting you know there. Now, the next thing too is hand sanitizer. It's great to have some sort of hand sanitizer. Sometimes people want to shake hands and they could be sick, especially if they're going, and then all of a sudden they're like, hey, and want to shake your hand. I really wouldn't want to do that. But if you have to, hand sanitizer is a great option there. And then again, if you cough, if you sneeze as a driver, it's just good to be able to clean up right after. Next thing to do, having a car storage organizer that you can fit into the trunk. This is something that's really nice because you can fit a lot of stuff in this that you may not use often, like the paper towels, like the ass wipes, all those different things you can fit in here and have on hand, or extra ones that you can have on hand and put it out of the way where it's not rolling around in the trunk. Great little thing here as a gift again. Next thing, inside the car, you can put these car seat, back seat organizers. And that's if you want to try selling something as a driver or, you know, having that little option there. That is up to you. Or if you have a lot of stuff, maybe you live in a tourist area and you can have a organizer where it could have different things on where to go, what to do for a lot of tourists. So if you live in Myrtle Beach, or if you live in Las Vegas, or, you know, Orlando, all of these different places, you could potentially do that, which could help your tourism friends out. And then that way, again, it provides better service and you may be better tipped as a driver. So just an option there. Next thing, this is something that could come in handy if it's rainy, and that would be a poncho. And this is a 10-pack. And the reason why I say a 10-pack like this, well, one, they're usually a one-time thing. But again, this is something that you could sell to your passengers as a rideshare driver to make a little bit extra money out there. So if it's raining and they don't want to get wet, or they're trying to stay as dry as possible, you got a rain poncho. They have a need. You have the way to fulfill it. It's a quick sale right there. I don't know, maybe $5 a poncho, $5 times 10, $50 in your pocket. Hey, that's a good return right there, in my opinion. So that's a great option. Not only that, you want to make sure that you have an umbrella. So if you have to get out of your car, yeah, you could use that rain poncho, but you got to get back in the car. Having an umbrella is going to be a great option. Make sure you get one that's nice and collapsible so you can fit it in your car with no problems, because there are, unfortunately, the ones that are like this long and they don't fit into the car very well. So get something that's compact or compactable. So you can put it in your center console. You can put it in one of your organizers that you got as another gift. But having an umbrella is a great little option there, especially if it's raining, snowing, sleeting, whatever it might be. The next thing is, if you live in the winter areas and the winter months, you definitely want to make sure you have a snow brush, and you want to make sure it's got an ice scraper on it. Just in the event anything happens, you can brush all that snow off and get right going for your day. Scrape that ice off, all that good stuff. So great. Another option in the event that your driver is out there and doesn't have one, or maybe just needs a new one. Now, our next gift, again, is going to be for the northern climates and snowy areas, and that is going to be these all-weather auto traction mats. So in the event something happens where you start slipping, you can put these down and it will help give you some more traction so you can get up and go, get out of whatever predicament you may be in. So maybe you slipped on some ice, maybe you slipped into some snow, whatever it might be, this can be a way that can help you get out. The next thing, you want to make sure you have some sort of roadside emergency kit. Now, this one is great because it has so many different things in it, like the jumper cables, like a vest, which is going to let other people see you. It's going to have so many different things within it. So having something like this emergency roadside kit is great, and it's all bundled up nicely in that little bag. Again, you can throw it in the trunk, or if you have an EV, into the frunk. You may not want to use the jumper cables, but that's a different story. But either way, that is definitely something that should be on all rideshare drivers' cars, or in all rideshare drivers' cars, in my opinion, and on somebody's gift list if they don't have one. Now, the next thing is jumper cables. If you don't have the emergency pack, then you definitely want to make sure you at least have jumper cables in the event that something happens to your car. You can give a quick jump for yourself, and then you can get to the auto store or the dealership and get your car fixed. Now, the next thing, a gas can. Again, for the most part, you should be paying attention to gas and how much you have in your car, but unfortunately, sometimes, it may be forgotten every once in a while, and you may run out of gas. This is a great thing to have on hand where you have a gas can. So if you got to walk a little bit to go pick up some gas and come back to your car, you have it right there, and you're good to go. So you can at least get to the gas station, fill up the rest of the way. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is a tire pressure gauge. Things can happen, but you always want to make sure you're checking your tire pressure. Usually at the beginning of the day of the shift for a rideshare driver is a great time to do that. So making sure that you can do that, especially if one of your tires is looking a little low, check it, see what's going on. Maybe it needs a little bit of air. Maybe it needs to be plugged, whatever it might be, but at least you'll be able to know what pressure your tires are at. And you want to make sure it's at a particular pressure because it's going to make sure that the tires are going to last longer, and it gives you better fuel economy all around. So making sure you have that, definitely a nice thing too. Now, the next thing we're going to be talking about is a car jack. If something happens to your tires, you want to make sure that you're able to put a spare on or change your tire or something. Car jack is what's great to have. Now, unfortunately, some of the car jacks that come with these cars are not that great. These can be a little bit better, even though they're very, very similar to it. They're going to be a little bit more beefier, and it's going to give a little bit more safety, a little bit more protection for the particular driver. So again, this is something that is nice to have on hand extra, or maybe that particular driver lost their car jack and needs a new one. So if you know that, hey, that's a great option to be able to replenish that. Now, the next thing is having a multi-tool. You definitely need to have some sort of multi-tool. It's great for anything, really. I mean, a multi-tool will have so many different use cases, you just don't know until you start using it. And then when you need it, you have it. It's great. It's right there. A great little thing right here. There's so many different ones. This one's nice. It's $27. Normally it's $30 or a little less, $29. So this is something that is really good. Again, so many different ones on the market, but we highly recommend having some sort of multi-tool. And we're also going to plug the RideShare Guide, which is a book that was written by Harry Campbell, the founder and head of the RideShare Guy right here that you're watching. So if you haven't picked up this book, make sure you do. Link will be in the description. And the last thing we recommend that you could get your driving buddy and pal, or again, yourself if you want to, is the course, the Maximum Ride Sharing Profits course by the RideShare Guy right here. And if you use our code, you will be able to get 50% off, and you could sign up your rideshare driver or give them a gift certificate in the way of money saying, hey, use it for this, however you want to do it. But they can enroll in the course and become a better rideshare driver, which can help them earn more money and also make more tips, all of that good stuff, and set them apart from all the other drivers in their area. All right, so that wraps up the ultimate gift giving guide to the rideshare driver. So whether it's a gift to the rideshare driver in your life, that is a family member, a friend, or even yourself, so many different options, so many different great gifts, and so many different ways that you can tell them you care a little bit. So with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And also, if you enjoyed this content, make sure that you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you won't miss anything. And if you're a new driver or thinking about becoming a driver, here's 40 different tips that you can use in order to be a better rideshare driver, or that you need to know when it comes to rideshare driving so you can set yourself ahead of the rest of the pack. All right, everybody, drive safe.